The one that may be outstanding in our sky is this one, Betelgeuse, and if we eliminate the boundaries, it is the most fascinating celestial body I know. It is a huge red supergiant star that would reach Jupiter's orbit if it were positioned in the same location as our Sun. This huge, incredibly unstable star is about to blow up. It's not as simple as it might appear in the universe. These enormous occurrences, such as the most powerful supernovae, have the power to disturb everything we see, and even things we don't. Betelgeuse is thought to be a sign of a red supergiant star, which is usually much bigger than our Sun, even if we cannot see it well. Astronomers like Brian Cox think it could soon explode as a supernova. Because the James Webb Space Telescope has been taking amazing pictures of the star, people are becoming more and more worried about what will happen. How big of an influence will Betelgeuse's supernova explosion have on Earth? And when will it happen exactly? Let's examine a star in the stunning constellation of Orion, which is so bright that it was observed by ancient societies. The second largest star in Orion, the magnificent Betelgeuse, is located on the constellation's eastern shoulder. This placement is the source of its moniker, designating it as a shoulder star. One of the brightest stars in the night sky is probably Betelgeuse. Apart from its brightness, the star also gives out a peculiar red color that, as we shall see, indicates possible peril. Betelgeuse has long been studied by humanity. It was long ago observed by the Greek astronomer TMY. The first characteristic of stars that humans identified at the time was their hue. According to TMY, the star appeared to be reddish-orange in color, which is a concerning sign. Scientists have been examining the star with even greater detail in recent years, and they now know a lot more about what makes it so remarkably bright. Among these factors is the star's significant brightness fluctuations, which can range up to 0.6. Because Betelgeuse is a variable star, its brightness fluctuates over time. Researchers uncovered some previously unobserved new behaviors of the star in 2019. Betelgeuse's brightness dramatically dropped, although it didn't entirely quit shining. Experts looked into why one of the brightest stars in the sky was exhibiting such an irregularity after it dimmed to a level of about 1.6. They wanted to understand why Betelgeuse was acting in such a strange way. Their results showed that Betelgeuse could burst into a supernova at any time. Renowned scientist Brian Cox offered this concerning conclusion. His viewpoint is significant because he is the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement with Science and a famous particle physics professor at the University of Manchester. His viewpoint is accepted since he writes books and hosts popular science TV shows. According to Brian Cox, Betelgeuse appears to be a ticking time bomb that could explode at any moment. The James Webb Space Telescope has offered strong evidence in favor of this argument. Why does Betelgeuse behave so oddly in terms of its variability, despite the fact that a number of its quirks have prompted numerous inquiries? Betelgeuse has justified its status as a supernova candidate with the new evidence. Scientists are still unsure of the exact time of the explosion, though. This classification is supported by the fact that Betelgeuse's mass is almost twice that of the Sun. Potential supernova candidates are typically thought to be stars that are at least a few times as massive as the Sun. However, in order to solve the mysteries surrounding Betelgeuse, scientists have employed a variety of instruments, including the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory and the James Webb Space Telescope. This has made the plot more complex. There is still mystery surrounding what they have discovered. Since its birth on August 31st, a very long time ago, Betelgeuse has been sending off odd signals that raise questions about its destiny. What did they find? They discovered strange light waves coming from the star, which sparked even more curiosity. However, this was hardly the only odd event. It reminds us that Betelgeuse is a variable star, meaning that its brightness varies. Similar to sunspots on our own Sun, Betelgeuse was said to experience periodical darkening episodes. Although the cycles were different, it changes from bright to dim phases twice as quickly as before. One more strange indication that Betelgeuse is acting strangely. In February 2021, scientists noticed that the star's fading cycle had reached a brightness band of plus 1.61. The star had just gone through a significant dimming event, which signaled the start of its unusual behavior and raised concerns that Betelgeuse might be nearing the end of its life. Many researchers were concerned that the star will burst within the next 100,000 years due to its dramatic dimming between 2019 and 2020, which reached its lowest level. But following this extraordinary dimming, things became much more confusing when Betelgeuse shone again. The Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics physicist Andrea Dry observed that the star was now 150% brighter than usual, ranking 6th in the sky in terms of brightness. When they noticed a crimson glow coming from the southern sky, researchers were shocked. It merely made things more confusing. Many ideas on the reason behind Betelgeuse's tremendous dimming were triggered by this occurrence. It's important to note that not all stars have the same crimson hue as Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is identified by this glow as a red supergiant star, which is the last stage of a star's life before it dies. This red coloration results from a surface temperature of about 3,500 Kelvin, which is far lower than the Sun's outermost layer, which has a temperature of about 5,500 Kelvin. Despite being much larger than the Sun, Betelgeuse radiates less energy per unit of surface area because it is colder. Brian Cox asks whether the unusual dimming event that is on the verge of exploding actually indicates that Betelgeuse will go supernova. Betelgeuse is reaching the conclusion of its life as a star because it is now in its red supergiant phase. Scientists can see that a star in this phase will frequently become dimmer as it dies. However, scientists are now even more interested in studying Betelgeuse because of its recent strange activity. Several telescopes are attempting to learn more about this enigmatic dimming phenomenon. The fact that scientists still don't fully comprehend Betelgeuse's behavior makes things much more fascinating. Scientists are closely observing the star with state-of-the-art equipment. Since its launch in 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has been one of the most useful instruments for astronomers to collect fresh and important information about Betelgeuse. The event produced a massive mass ejection, perhaps 400 billion times more significant than a normal coronal mass ejection, according to telescopic photographs of the star's amazing dimming. The James Webb Space Telescope is a priceless tool since it can see objects that are undetectable to the naked eye, like particular light frequencies and wavelengths. In a strange yet intriguing discovery, scientists have seen dust clouds that resemble leaves in space emerge on the star's surface. Although Betelgeuse is clearly on the verge of exploding, scientists are still looking for clues as to when it will do so. Because no one can predict when it will do so, researchers anticipate that Betelgeuse, a bright red star, will continue to glow for the next 10 years. It is thought to be significantly more massive than the Sun. It is difficult to predict if this prediction will come to pass following the notable dimming event, though given the star's peculiar habit. As of right now, experts don't think Betelgeuse will blow up very soon. When it occurs, however, it will be the first supernova seen in the modern era since the 1604 observation by Johannes Kepler. Because they are still attempting to comprehend the star's unpredictable behavior, scientists do not think it will occur anytime soon. Even with this uncertainty, Betelgeuse's eventual explosion will be a unique and uncommon astronomical occurrence. When it ultimately explodes as a supernova, it will release a tremendous amount of energy, briefly outshining the entire galaxy and appearing as bright as the full moon from Earth. Betelgeuse is more than 600 light-years distant, so even though the supernova will be an amazing cosmic event, Earth won't be directly threatened. However, it will offer scientists a priceless chance to investigate the last phases of a giant star's life and the phenomena connected to such an intense catastrophe. The unavoidable extinction of Betelgeuse serves as a reminder of the universe's immensity and unpredictability in addition to being a scientific curiosity. Betelgeuse and other stars are vital to the life cycle of galaxies because they provide the universe with materials needed to form new stars, planets, and possibly even life. Because it releases heavy components that will seed new stellar systems, the death of such a star is a metamorphosis rather than an end. Meanwhile, researchers keep an eye on Betelgeuse, assembling the jigsaw of its future with every new finding. As each piece of the puzzle is solved, the mystery around it deepens, and our knowledge of the cosmos increases. We might see one of the most amazing things in the universe in the years to come: Betelgeuse's transition from a huge red supergiant to a spectacular supernova. Until then, Betelgeuse will continue to shine brightly in the sky, serving as a reminder of how transient life is in the cosmos. Both astronomers and sky viewers will be interested in Betelgeuse's transformation into a supernova. Although the precise timing of this transition is unknown, The star's present instability has generated a lot of conjecture on its destiny. The James Webb and Hubble Space Telescopes, among other cutting-edge tools and technologies, have given astronomers a unique perspective on the activity of this extraordinary star. Scientists are closely examining the data as Betelgeuse's brightness varies and its unpredictable variations persist in an effort to determine what causes these shifts. The catastrophic explosion that would finally signal the end of the star's stellar life may have been predicted by the star's high variability. It's unclear if Betelgeuse will blow up in the next years or in a much longer period of time. There is little doubt that the cosmos is full of cosmic surprises, and Betelgeuse's final destruction will be a spectacle that opens up new avenues for research. Few stars have attracted as much attention as Betelgeuse in the centuries that astronomers have seen and studied them. It has been the focus of extensive research due to its enormous size, fluctuating brightness, and peculiar hue. Betelgeuse is already nearing the end of its life cycle as a red supergiant. Due to its enormous size, the star will ultimately run out of nuclear fuel, which will cause it to collapse and explode as a supernova, and huge quantity of energy will be released during this cataclysmic event, drastically changing the surrounding cosmic environment. Astronomers agree that Betelgeuse's impending demise will be one of the most important cosmic events to occur in our lifetime, despite the numerous uncertainties surrounding the precise date of the star's supernova. By offering vital information on the activities that take place during a star's last stages of life, the data being gathered by the most sophisticated telescopes available today is contributing to the unraveling of the star's mysteries. Scientists can learn more about the general physics of star evolution by examining Betelgeuse's activity. Furthermore, Betelgeuse's explosion is expected to have a long, lasting effect on the surrounding space, adding heavy materials to the interstellar medium that will eventually be absorbed into new stars, planets, and possibly even life forms. A key component of stars' life cycles is this cycle of creation and destruction, and Betelgeuse's supernova will serve as a shining illustration of this cosmic process. Astronomers are employing state-of-the-art technology to better understand the dynamics at work as we continue to observe Betelgeuse and other stars in comparable stages of life. Our knowledge of star dynamics will be shaped by the abundance of data being provided by the James Webb Space Telescope, which has an unmatched capacity to observe far-off objects in the cosmos. This telescope's measurements and pictures are assisting in illuminating the intricate processes that propel a star's development from its formation to its eventual destruction. The death of a star is an important stage in the continuous cycle of stellar evolution, despite the fact that it may appear to be a catastrophic catastrophe. New stars, planets, and possibly even life are formed by the components expelled during a supernova. In this way, Betelgeuse's and stars' demise is a metamorphosis that fosters the production of new celestial bodies rather than an end. As a result, Betelgeuse's supernova will be crucial to the universe's continued development since it will help create the foundation for stars and planets of the future. Astronomers will keep watching and analyzing Betelgeuse's activity until the day it explodes, assembling the information that will enable them to forecast its future. The star is an intriguing topic for research because of its erratic cycles of dimming and brightening, as well as other peculiar features. Scientists are learning more about the mechanisms governing the life cycle of stars, and consequently, the evolution of the universe as a whole with each new discovery. The enigma surrounding Betelgeuse's demise serves as a reminder of the universe's size and complexity. There are countless wonders in the universe, and studying stars like Betelgeuse gives us a peek of the amazing processes that create reality. We are reminded of the brittle, fleeting character of life itself as we continue to investigate the universe and broaden our knowledge of the forces that control it. Betelgeuse is among the stars that shine brightly in the night sky, providing a window into the amazing and dynamic world we live in. Astronomers are learning more about the complicated nature of Betelgeuse as their research continues. The enormous size and erratic behavior of the star provide important information on the life cycle of huge stars. Betelgeuse's proximity and characteristics make it an ideal case study for the fascinating and enigmatic process of star evolution. The possibility that Betelgeuse's supernova could impact the nearby cosmic environment in addition to offering a once In a lifetime chance to witness such an event in real time is among its most fascinating features. In order to improve their models of stellar death, scientists can now study the star's surface, activity, and surrounding dust clouds with contemporary instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope. When a star like Betelgeuse moves from a red supergiant to the explosive phase of its life cycle, such observations are crucial to comprehending the enormous forces at work. A shock wave from the last explosion will travel through space and affect neighboring locations. By adding necessary components that aid in the creation of new stars and planetary systems, this process enriches the interstellar medium. In the end, Betelgeuse's demise will highlight the interdependence of cosmic occurrences over great distances and aid in the universe's continued evolution.